meadsy69, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are going to look at another top 5 tanks from the last update. Basically what we're going to look at is 5 tanks you can play to deal damage. So the top 5 tanks for damage or the highest average damage in tier 10. So statistically speaking, if you play these tanks, you should be doing damage, because that is what stats say. And you know, stats don't lie, do they? Stats do not lie at all. So tank at tank number 5 is the VK90. Now we've already looked at the tank and we've already seen that the tank is also performing really well when it comes to win rate. So that kind of matches with the damage, to be fair, because it is the fifth highest damage tank at the moment in tier 10, currently at 2090 average damage. So anything above 2000 is pretty solid, like average. Of course we've all got the average of 2000 and even 3000 in certain tanks, but yeah, average overall, people used to aim for the 2000 damage mark. So in tier 10 they normally aim for the 3000, but overall we usually aim for around the 2000 mark. So yeah, VK90 coming in at number 5. And coming in at number 4 is the Hori. Now this has an average of 2110 average damage. So again, for a tank destroyer, I mean, I'm not surprised that this tank is up there, to be fair. It's got great DPM, the reload's very good, the damage is also very good, and if you play it correctly, it really is a strong tank. The armor's not the best, but you can get the troll bounce, and again, yeah, it's the reload as well. I mean, just 10.1 seconds and you could perform, you know, you could shoot very quickly. Now I do like to run the Pramo every now and again with this tank. Ignore that shot there, because you're only losing a little bit of alpha, and ultimately I think that is why this tank is up there in the top 5, because of the alpha, and the alpha that even the premium rounders got. I think you lose like 10 alpha or 10 damage if you want to shoot the premium. So you may as well shoot premium, because you're not losing that much damage. But yeah, the Hori is a difficult tank to play, but it is still a nice tank, and it's nice to see that it is performing well when it comes to average damage. Moving on to tank number 3. Tank number 3, it is the STB. Now again, just like our highest average win rate over the last few days, it also is doing damage as well. So it's not just winning, and that is the same as the VK, and that's the same with a couple more in this list actually. So to see that the STB is actually performing really well when it comes to win rate, but also performing really well when it comes to average damage as well. It's good, because it's always been a good tank, but it's always sort of underperformed, and people haven't tended to play it incorrect, and you need to get this tank on a ridge. Really, it really does perform well on a ridge line. So 2130 average damage. So the fact that a medium tank is up there in the top 3 is great to see. And am I surprised about the STB being up there rather than some of the other like the Russian mediums? No, I'm not, because as I've just said, with the average win rate, it's performing really well, and a lot of people are putting the tank in a position where it can perform well, and that's basically on a ridge line. You can bounce almost anything if you're on a ridge line. Anything that comes your way, you can bounce. So the fact that it is getting damage as well, it's got good DPM. Obviously it hasn't got as much as the Russians, but it's got very good DPM. So no, I'm not surprised at this being in the top 3. So moving on to the number 2 when it comes to average damage on this list. And of course it is the WZ-113 113 GFT. Now, of course, it is the Chinese tank destroyer. Now, again, this was up there in the top 5 tanks, performing really, really well at the minute. And I've always said it. I've always said that I really enjoy this tank, but it is just not popular. People don't enjoy it, you know. Not many people play the tank. But currently, the people that is playing the tank is winning, and they are actually doing damage. So number 2, this is 2,220 average damage over the last update. So over the previous update, not just the last sort of 30 days or whatever, it is the whole update. This is the second highest damage tank in average damage tank in the entire game. So it's nice to see. It is a strong tank. It really is a strong tank, but yeah, just people need to play it more because people don't play it. But as you can see, when they are playing it, people are winning and they are also doing damage. So that then leads us on to tank number 1, which if you did see my top 5 tanks for winning, you will not be surprised at all. And of course, it is the XM66F, the highest win rate tank in the game at the moment in tier 10, and of course the highest average damage. So 2,250 average damage. I am not surprised one bit that this is up there. It is a very strong tank and quickly becoming one of my favorite tanks in the game. It has just about everything. It's got armor. The speed for what it is actually really, really good. It's got DPM, and yeah, it is absolutely fantastic. Honestly, I love this tank so much, and it is quickly becoming one of my favorite tanks in the game. Now, we don't perform absolutely amazing this game, but I wanted to really show it from start to finish to show how easy it is to get damage in this tank. The reload, I mean, just over 7 seconds is incredible. Just over 7 seconds for a tank destroyer of this caliber, you know, and it's with the armor that it's got, the speed that it's got, it looks like it's a really, really slow tank, but in fact it's not. It's actually quite a quick tank for what it is, but when you look at it, you think it is mega slow. So yeah, 2,250 average damage, which is 30 more than the WZ, but sadly, a lot of people won't be playing it, so it's not a popular tank because how hard or how difficult and how expensive it was if you wanted to be able to get this tank. So not as many people are playing the tank, and definitely it's not going to be a tank that comes for sale often. It really isn't. It's going to be one of those that comes in crates every now and again, but I don't think that you will see this tank for gold in the stores anytime soon. So as you can see, we haven't really done anything special at all this game. We've just sat there, we've taken damage, and we've just shot. You know, as soon as we reloaded, we've just shot, and we've managed to do 4k damage. Very, very easy. We've not struggled at all to do that amount of damage. Now, we could have got a little bit more, but that was a poor bounce on my behalf against this Type 71. So with just 2 tanks left alive, just this Type, the E100, who's about to die, and it's pretty much game over. We leave him on 51 hit points and 4.9k damage. Very, very easy. Basically 5k damage, and we did not even break a sweat. So that is it. That is your top 5 tanks done for average damage in tier 10. So yeah, clearly if you want to go by stats, buy one of these tanks and you will increase your average damage. Hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I will catch you all soon. Bye bye.